Okay, this is the finished work. This is the back panel. I don't know if you can see very well. I'm holding the camera in my hand. This is the back panel, and this is the front panel. Welcome. Today's tutorial is going to be on how to draft pattern bodies. So as you can see, I have my paper here. I've already marked on the vertical measurement rather. I have here the shoulder measurement. I have here the chest measurement, which is 9 inches. My bust point line, my under bust, my waistline, then the hip line. I don't know if you can see very well. This is the hip line. So now I have my fabric folded, the paper folded into two, and this is the zipper allowance. This is going to be for the back circumference. This is going to be for the back circumference. I have folded it in so that we'll concentrate on the front panel first before talking about the back panel. So without wasting much of our time, I want to start by getting the shoulder measurement. So my shoulder divided by 2. I will advise you to get your vertical measurement as well. It's very necessary you do that. So I'll get my shoulder divided by 2 is 8 inches. My shoulder by 2, 8 inches. I'll get the shoulder measurements. I'll advise you to get your paper and your biro and all the necessary material and start. Do as I do. From the shoulder, I will go down by 1 inch. That will be my shoulder slope. I hope you can see. Then from that point, I will go down by 1 inch by 8 inches. My round armhole is 16 inches. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Then I will join with my ruler. I'll connect the 2 dots with my ruler from here, like this. Then first of all, connect this line. That's my shoulder slope. Connect it like this. Our shoulder is not straight, so it is necessary we do that. Some people come down by ½ inch, some come down by 3/4 inch. Then I decided to use 1 inch, which is a kind of standard. So having gotten this, the next thing to do is to get the middle of the armhole. Which is 8 divided by 2 is 4. Then 4 inches. 4 inches. Then from here we'll come down by ½ inch. Please subscribe if you have not done so already. Thank you. So this is ½ inch. Then from here I'm going to be connecting like this. Then I hope you can see what I'm doing. Then I'll curve with my French curve. I'll curve with my French like so. For the front armhole, I come in by half an inch. So from this point, I'll be connecting for the back armhole. Can you see what I'm doing? So this is the front armhole and this is the back armhole. So at this point, we'll be coming to the neckline. To get the neckline, you can use your nipple to determine that. That is your darts to determine your neckline. What you use as your neckline depends on individual body size. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'll be using 3.5 inches, which is a kind of standard anyway. So three and a half inches. So at this point, I'll be taking 5 inches for the neck depth. You can decide to make this you can decide to make it V-neck. You can decide to make it round neck. As I said, this is basic pattern. With this, you will be able to make different styles for yourself. I will join with my French curve. So, having gotten this, I will get the back neckline, which is 1 inch. 1 inch depth and the same wideness. 1 inch depth and the same wideness. Make your neckline round neck or square or even V-neck. All depends on what you want. For the sake of this tutorial, I said to make it round neck. So with this basic, you can make as many styles as possible once you have gotten this basic. So I'll be placing the circumference measurements. So this is my chest line. At this point, I'll be adding my chest measurement. That's my bust measurement is 40 inches. 40 inches divided by 4 is 10. And this is 10 inches here. Plus 2 inches seam allowance. I'll be adding 2 inches. The waist measurement is 38 inches. 38 inches divided by 4 is 9.5. And this is 9.5. This is 9.5. Then I'll be adding 2 inches as well. I'll add 1 inch for the darts because I'll be adding darts and another 1 inch and another 2 inches. I added 2 inches seam allowance to this pattern. You can decide to add the allowance on your pattern, or you can add it on the fabric. Seam allowance. It all depends on you. I added 2 inches as I said.
You can decide to make your own
45 inches.
1 inch. You
45
can make it
inches
1.5
divided by
or 2
4
inches, especially
is
if you are turning your fabric
11 and a
with the
half.
lining.
This is
So that
11
is how
and
it
a
goes.
half here. Yeah, 11 and a half. Then I'll add my 2 inches in allowance as well. Yes, correct. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes, you can see now. Yes. So I'll connect now. I'll connect with my ruler. Sorry there. Sorry. That's a mistake. It's supposed to be the line. That's supposed to be the line. Remember, we added 1 inch for the dart, because I'll explain when I get there. I'm supposed to have done this first before going to the. Please ignore this line. It's not relevant. Okay, now we will be getting our darts. The darts, how to get your dart is to measure your nipple to nipple. That is the distance between your two breasts. Yeah. Some people own is 7.5. Some 8, some 9, some 8.5. You have to get your own. Don't assume. But the standard one, what people use, the normal one is 8 inches. Like me, my own is 8. I don't know about you. Then 8 divided by 2 is going to be 4 inches. Then we'll place it on the bust point. We'll mark here the bust point. This is my under bust like this. This is my waistline. I want to go all through down so that I'll connect. Then I'll be connecting with my ruler, a straight line. So to get your darts, you have to come down from your bust point 1 inch. From bust point, come down like this. From your hip line, don't know if you can see, this is hip line, come up by 2 inches. Come up by 2 inches. So now this is the waistline. This is your waistline. Okay? No, this is your, I'm sorry, I'm kind of confused. I'm sorry about that. From your waistline, you get half an inch, half an inch, half an inch, and half an inch. Then you'll be connecting this point. I'll show you how to do it like this. You put your ruler like this. You do the same the other end. This is it. Have you subscribed? Please do. If you have not subscribed, hit the red button, please. Connect down to this end as well. Okay, this is it about your basic bodies. I'm a kind of true. Then I will cut the front panel, I mean the back panel first before cutting. No, one more thing. Then there is a side dart. A side dart. To get your side dart, you have to walk between this line and this waistline. This your waistline. You have to walk between this and this. You get the midpoint.
To
Then what
get
you
your
do
side
is
dart, you have to
get your
get
ruler,
the space, the midpoint
measure.
between your chest line and your waistline. Whatever it gives you, then you rule.
Okay, it's, let's say 8.5. You come 8.5 here. Then you connect this point to this, like so. Can you see what I'm doing? I hope you can see what I'm doing. From this point, now you come down by, from this is the bust point, you come down by 1 inch. Then from here you get half an inch from the both side. You can make it 1 inch. You can make it 1/4 if you want, but I'm taking half an inch on both sides. Then you slightly connect the both. It gives you a better fitting, but it's not in every dress you put it. Depends on the dress you are making sure. So that is it. So at this point, I'll be cutting. I'll be cutting with the scissors. Okay, sorry. But before I cut, this 1 inch here, I'm going to add it here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see. At the bottom here, I'll be adding half inch from here. Then I'll connect it to this point, because by the time you join, my reason of adding this is because by the time you join this, it will be shortened. So to avoid running out of fabric or any shortage, you have to add it. By the time you connect it, it will come back to normal. This is only for the front panel. This is going to affect the front panel. I will cut it off for the at the back circumference. So I'll be cutting. I'll first of all cut the back panel. I've already cut out the back panel. Then I'll be opening up this. Then I will use this. Okay, I've already cut it off, sorry. Then this is not relevant for the front panel. I'll be cutting it off. But before I do that, I'll make sure I'll connect this line, the bolt line. I'll connect it. This is for the front panel, so that's I'm connecting it to the back panel so that it will be easy for me to work with. So I've properly marked the back panels. I've rolled it, so at this point I'll be cutting off this because it is not relevant. This zipper allowance, I'll be cutting it off. Let me roll here, so before I finally cut it. So I've already marked out this. Then having done that, I'll be cutting off this. This is not relevant in this place. I'll be cutting it off. Then I'll be cutting out this as well. This is in front neckline. I'm through cutting out the front panel. This is the neckline, this is the armhole, and this is it. Then let's work on this. Now the first thing I'll be doing now is to remove the 1 inch extra I added to this, which is here. The mark is already there. Sorry. So I'll be cutting it off. Don't mind my rolling. Oh. So at this point, remember we added 2 inches seam allowance. That is why this one is wider, because the back circumference always have zip. So you can make your zipper allowance 1.5 inches. You can make it 2 inches. You can make it 2.5, especially if you are turning your fabric with lining. So at this point, we'll get the waist measurement. This is the waistline. The waistline, this waistline, to make it a better fitting, you have to get half inch here, half an inch here. These are little things that help us to have a better finishing dress. When you do this, your zipper won't pop off. It won't pop off. Then at this point here, you are going to connect it like so, because our back is not straight. So that is why you see some zip, they do pop up. Then you'll be connecting this like so. So you'll be cutting this off. I'll be leaving it so that I'll have it in mind. I will not be cutting it off here. You can as well cut it if you want. So The same way, for it to take a perfect effect, you have to add an half an inch. Add it in here, then connect it from there. Simultaneously connect it like this. Like this. That is to say, this is no more relevant. This line here is no more relevant. If you are cutting your, if you are sewing your dress, or your dress, the zipper, you have to consider this at the back line. You have to consider this to add it in your, when cutting is easy, but applying it is the most important thing. So for it to take effect when you are sewing, consider it. So this is what I have for you for this tutorial. Okay, I'll be adding the dots, which already, the mark is already there. So all I need to do is just to connection, just to connect. Already there. I don't need to roll anything, don't need to measure anything. So the same way, just half an inch here. You take your ruler, half an inch here, half an inch here, the same method you are using. Sorry, this is the waistline. Pardon me, please. This is the waistline. Half an inch and half an inch. So you are going to come down by half inch here. This one is going to be half inch from this back, half inch from your waistline. You come up by 2 inches like this. So you connect it just exactly what you did at the back. Just like this. So the back panel, remember I've already added the 1 inch. When you are adding your darts, you have to add 1 inch to your waist measurement, because by the time you pick this, find out that your measurement will not be enough. What you measure won't be enough. You see that is too tight, you might end up condemning the dress you are making. So it is very, very necessary you add that 1 inch. So having done this, and if you are cutting out the dart, there's some dress you make, you cut out your dart, you cut it out, you will add 1 inch, that is 2 inches, because by the time you pick out this, you are still going to add another, still going to stitch it with another half inch on the both side, making it 1 inch. So it is necessary you consider that when adding or removing, adding your dart, sorry. So this is what I have for you today. I hope you have learned something, or you have refreshed your memory. If you learn anything from this, I would like you to give this video a thumbs up. I would like you to subscribe. If you have not done so, try to subscribe to this channel, because these pattern bodies we make will be doing a lot of design with it from as we go on this channel. So I would like you to subscribe. I'd like you to share it. I'd like you to also make use of the comment section. Ask me your question, Tell me what I did not do right. Tell me my mistakes. I will be ready to answer you. Okay. Bye. Until another video.